Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with another Alliance War video. This is going to be Alliance War Season 62, War number 3. And if you like watching me die, this is a good one for you. We are starting out here on Path 3, Section 1 on my main account. We are taking this Enchantress. They doubled, or like they path split so that Zola couldn't take the first defender. So we had to split the path, but yeah, not a problem. So Zola's obviously really, really good here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I haven't entered the fight. Oh, I think I was thinking if I should use a gray boost and I decided not to. This is the best the fight's ever gone, though. It just worked out perfectly. Like, I got my heavy, I parried, I got my intercept, and she never auto-blocked. So I was like, okay, I just need to go for a couple heavies, get her in the corner, and then the fight's over. And yeah, 2 heavies. I think we're going to go like medium into SP1. Get the special lock, and now Enchantress is in the corner, and we can just heavy her until she's dead. And this, blink and you'll miss it. This is like really, really fast. Like, it's kind of crazy how many degens we're getting on right now. And we had time to do like 3 more heavies there. We could have gotten over 100 charges. But, yeah. 36 seconds, 100% health finish for Node 12 Enchantress. That's pretty crazy that Zola can do that. And I am going to die in this video, as I said. But I'm not really upset about it. Like, normally, I care so much about Alliance War that when I die, I'm very upset about it. I wasn't really upset about what happens this war, and you'll see why. There's specific circumstances to both fights that I die to, because I'm going to die once on one account and once on the other. On one account, you'll see very shortly. On the other account, I'm going to die to a bug. And without that bug, I would have soloed the fight. It's a bug that I have never seen before. And we actually did figure out what the cause of the bug was. But I am going to die to a bug. So that's wonderful. That's so much fun. So here we are taking Node 25 Dark Phoenix. I actually take this on both accounts this war. I'm going to end up taking it on the other one as well. And I'm pretty sure one of them goes really bad, where Dark Phoenix throws a bunch of specials. I don't remember which one that is. Based on the way this fight's going, I'm going to say it's the other one that goes badly. Because this is just, yeah, heavy, SP2, heavy, dead. If I fail Immortality. I got 0 crits on that L2, or that would have pushed her in. Okay, yeah, and then that kills. So it's the other account, where she's going to throw specials, and we're not going to fail Immortality. That's going to be fun. We have Baron Zemo on this next node, going to take it with Hood. Pretty straightforward. With Hood, you can do combos specifically so that you don't stay close to Baron Zemo for too long, and also during Hood's special 2, he pushes the opponent far away for the duration of the special that the debuffs won't trigger. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get through this entire fight without taking, without any of those cleanse charges triggering. I know I do get light walk up there is what I call that. Like, he just did a walk up light and tapped me with it before I could react, because the AI can react in subhuman times and I can't. But the rest of the fight's fine. I think we're actually going to heal from here on out. And yeah, just cycle L2s. Zemo's not going to throw a single special. We're going to go for a couple extra heavies. I was a tiny little bit worried about bullets, but there I actually did a longer combo so that my invisibility would expire before it refreshed, which was perfect. And I think here I can just heavy and the fight's over. So, pretty clean. Pretty happy with how that went. Obviously, one little mistake, but not a big deal. Next up here, we are taking Node 39 Thanos. I could have also taken this Shocker, but we didn't need to, because Thanos was... Like, that Shocker's not a particularly difficult fight. I've done it with Hood so many times, but there's less counters to this Thanos than there are counters to that Shocker. So that's why I'm taking it. And it's a joke. It's a really, really, really easy fight. because all you have to do off the start of the fight is Dex to match the buffs and then invisibility to gain power. Honestly, I don't think I even realized I had my power start 1. I don't think I've realized it yet, because I'm so used to taking this without power start 1 that I just assumed my power start 1 from the Dark Phoenix fight had expired, but it hadn't. So right here I was like, oh, I'm at SP2. So it was in that moment that I realized I had a special 1, and I was like, what? How did I get this special 1? And yeah, that's why. Because I wasn't paying attention. Unfortunately, we did have to throw an extra SP2 right there. The reason I had to throw that was because I was going to get pushed to L3. And he was there. He texted my L2, which is beautiful. But as long as we keep either a stagger or a fate seal, he's not going to be able to get buffs. And of course, we get a bunch of hits with no crits, but we get saved right at the end there. And then I think there is one point in this fight where he's going to throw a special when I didn't. Like, I think he throws one right here. Yeah, into my block, which is crazy. So now we just have to wait for the unstoppable and the evade to go away, and then my L2 is going to remove the rest of the buffs, and now he's dead. So we're going to bait the L2, dex it against the wall. A little bit tricky to dex that L2 because you don't know which hit's actually going to be real, but it was fine. And yeah, now we just need to heavy him, and he's going to drop. So we're going to parry that hit so that it doesn't trigger invisibility, and then we do hit him. So that's pretty nice. Okay, this is the fight. 42 Spider-Woman. I have a Wags. We did assign a player to put a Wags on this fight. It's not going to matter. So I was sent a video of an alternative strategy on how to do this fight that does not require the gentle synergy. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to parry heavy the entire fight. That's the only way you're going to hit her. And then you're also going to throw SP1s. But what you're going to do is you're going to time your SP1 with the fumble every single time. So right here, the fumble's about to trigger. We're going to throw the SP1, prevent the fumble. So that is the cycle. That is the whole cycle. So you're going to take some power sting damage sometimes, but that is the whole cycle. I did practice dexing the L1, and I know that I'd always be able to dex the L1 as long as the fumble was not on. So right there, unfortunately, we do get a pretty late SP1, but I am just barely able to throw the SP1 here. And I don't know if it's this time or the next time. I think it's this time. Yeah, here. So unfortunately, she throws that L1, and I'm not able to get back to my special. So here, I want to throw it. She's... Oh, wait, it's next time. Okay, sorry. The next time fumble comes around, I don't get to my special in time. So there, I probably should have strikered into heavy, but there I ended up doing it. Have to bait the L2 here. She's not going to throw it. She's going to throw it so late that I just get to an L1, and there's not enough time for her to dash in. So now I have fumble on me, instinctively try to block it. And I just want to point something out right here. Moleman can block unblockables. Spider-Woman's Ensnare turned that ability off. So there was twice in that fight where I parried her attacks. So the first SP1, I did attempt to dex, so I did deserve to get hit for that. But right after that, I tried to parry a medium. My parry failed, which means the unblockable blocking failed somehow. I don't know how that's calculated, but that's how that works. And then the second SP1 she threw, I attempted to block it, and she once again, with her ensnare, turned off my ability to block unblockables. So that's what caused the fight to go wrong. I definitely could have survived had I not taken that extra combo and the extra SP1 to the face. But unfortunately, the least balanced champion in the game, who shouldn't even be tactic, once again causes a death. Like, she's, if I had to guess, I would say she's probably the cause of 40% of the deaths in Tier 1. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. I think 40%'s right. And yeah, the fight goes down. Like, the cleanup was not much, but... What a wonderful, balanced defender. Am I right? So much fun. Thank you so much for that command. And thanks for not nerfing her, also. Yet. I think she's getting nerfed in like 2 months, but it doesn't matter because she's not going to be tactic anymore. So she's not even going to be as overpowered on defense. So you're not even really fixing the problem. Anyways, let's move on. We have two more fights on this account. We have Hood versus 47 Nico Minoru, and I was pretty excited to do this one because I knew this would work. And yeah, we're going to delay the heavy a bit. So now we're just going to land like a parry. I think right here I'm going to dash back. Yeah. So she does go unstoppable, but I can just remove it with my L2. And what I'm trying to do here is not let Nico throw a single special attack for the whole fight. That is the goal. So you're going to notice that when I'm not at an L2, I turtle up and let her hit into my phase, so that she is not prompted to throw a special 2. Like right here, I didn't get a power steal. Or no, sorry, not this time. Must be later. Here, I am pretty sure I can kill with the heavy, but I know I have my L3 in the back pocket. Leaves her at what appears to be about 2 or 3%. I can't read it because the text is white on a white background. But I know my L3 will kill because Nico was at 2 bars of power, and Hood's special 3 gains increased attack rating for every bar power your opponent has. So that special probably did about 10 to 12% of her health. So way overkill. Okay, this is a good one. This is Zola versus Jean Grey, and there's 2 things to note about this fight. First off, this is the first time I'm taking this fight without a power start 1. The first 2 times I took it, I used power start 1. So the beginning of the fight is different, but we're actually going to play this so much better than I've ever played it in the past. Like, we get our heavies at the start, and already we're cooking. So there's this L2, we get a pause, we get some degen damage, but not really too much. I think right here, I'm going to get clipped. No, okay, it must be the next one then. The next L2 I'm going to eat, and that is the only time I'm going to get hit. But, yeah. So we're heavy spamming, we're getting damage off, and in the moment I was like, okay, this is good. Like, this is a good attempt. I'm getting so much damage on. And look at how just effortlessly I erase her thing. Like, right there. Yeah, that was me getting hit. And I was like, what? How did that hit me? Because in my mind, I'm so far away. But, yeah, apparently I was not far enough away. This is not going to kill, but it is going to come close. We're going to go into our L2, bait one final special 2, and then I believe she's just going to die right after that. So here we did Dex out, and because stun immunity was not active, we were able to hit our parry, and now Jean is dead. So a couple things. This was my fastest takedown of this fight by over a minute. It was also my first time taking it without needing an L3. So I am improving every single time. So we take those. Minute 47, I'm really happy with that. And clean up one little thing here and there, and that fight's even faster. Okay. Now on to the alt account. NewN had matched C.Av, who are a good alliance. They'll probably be contending for top 10 near the end of the season. But obviously we're going for podium, so this is not a war we can lose. We are actually starting out here with a pretty interesting fight, because this is the first time I've ever fought Yelena in war. And you'll know that it's the first time because I'm going to parry heavy off the start, because I didn't know that her endurance was enough so you couldn't heavy with max limber, because I've never fought a Yelena with max limber because I don't play BGs. So yeah, I didn't know that, so that was a bit of a learning moment for me. Luckily, it only cost me 40% of my health. Unfortunately, that's not the only thing that's going to go wrong here, because as you see, this L2 right here, the last 4 hits all don't power steal. So the first hit of the L2 power stole. So I'm eating an L3 from Yelena, which is wonderful. Her L3 doesn't hit particularly hard. I have an L3 defense boost on, and I'm boosted. So I didn't expect that to kill. But I'm still happy it didn't. Here I chose to bait an L1 just because I didn't think I had enough charges to kill yet. So we're going to go for a medium here. Get my invisibility, throw one more L2, and there is one thing that you need to pay attention to in the matchup of Hood versus Yelena. You need to get your heavy attack off before Yelena crosses 50%. So you ideally want to shoot for like 51 to 55, and because she caps your attack rating, you're going to have more hexes on her by then than you would on the average defender. So, yeah, it's a good matchup. I've seen videos of the matchup done on much more difficult nodes than that, but because that was the first time I'd ever done the matchup in War, it was a little bit rusty. So here we have node 10 Kindred, pretty good matchup for Hood. I am going to prioritize in this fight trying to build back some bullets, so you'll notice I'm going to be ending with some light combos instead of a second medium, just to get some bullets back. I'm going to be going for a bunch of extra heavies whenever it lines up, like whenever it makes sense. So I think right here we're going to heavy. Yeah, and then we're going to bait the L2, pause it, and then, yeah, bait a heavy, counter with a heavy. So I'm trying to get as much bullets back as I can in this fight because I know in my next fight I'm not going to have the opportunity to get back any bullets. So I want to be entering that fight with at least like 20. Well, I'll have a bit of a, like, I'll have a chance to build back bullets, but not too many. That's what I mean. And yeah, I think we're going to throw one more L2 here. Luckily, that invisibility is going to expire to give us a bunch of extra bullets back. And we did also fail Kindred's route with our Fate Seal, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Next up here, just like I said before, we are taking the exact same fight as my main account. We're taking node 25 Dark Phoenix because Hood is, in my opinion, the best counter. Actually, no. He's the second best counter. The best counter is Paviter. He's awesome. Really like his kit. Think he's going to be really useful for War. But Hood's very, very good too. Like, I'm never going to die in this fight. This is basically the worst the fight can go. Basically. And I was not really close to dying at all. So, yeah, we're going to throw on that L1 boost, that advanced power boost, and we are going to do basically the same thing, except I'm going to parry the second time. So the first time I'm going to heavy counter heavy. The second time I'm going to parry heavy. Oh, no. Oh, that's what I did the last time I took it. Right. Here I'm going to heavy counter heavy again. Okay, yeah. Because I was low on bullets, a little bit lower than usual, I went for 3 heavies before, and while that did cost me a good amount of health in Thorns, there, I don't know what happened. That was so weird. I think her double medium took off 2 charges, and then she hit me on the next one. I think that's what happened. And then there I was holding block. Okay, so I was hard blocking right there, and she walks up to me and throws a special 1 into my hard block. So that was fun. Then she throws a special 1 while I'm really far away. And at this point, I know I'm not going to die. Like, I know the fight is over. But definitely cost me a few potions there. That L1 into my hard block was not nice. And, okay. We're going up next against Silver Samurai on this node. Silver Samurai has literally no defensive kit. I actually don't know if he has a single defensive ability. He's basically designed to hard counter Yelena, and that's all he really does. He's here because he's a tactic champion, and there's not really any tactic champs that are going to be taking node 25 Dark Phoenix. That's literally the only reason he's here. So I had the Power Start 1 on, so I think I'm going to just chuck this L1. right here? I probably should have. Oh, maybe I'm going to go for a 1 Fury Cycle. Yeah, I probably am. And I do know the full SP1 dex. I just blocked the first hit because it's going to cost me less than 1% of my health, so like why wouldn't I? Oh, we actually do get to 30 in time. I wasn't really expecting that, but okay. We go for our SP1 here, doing some pretty nice damage, 27.5k bursts. And at this point I realize, okay, I can just re-parry, combo into striker, into combo, into special, and the fight's over. So, there we go. Fight is over on the second hit of the second special one. Really easy 45-second fight with Bastion. And let's go to our minis. We're going to be taking the same node I just took, so node 39. We're going to, except this time it is Maestro instead of Thanos. Maestro's a little bit easier because there's less waiting, because you just get the power gain right off the start of the fight. So we throw in an Invuln. The Invuln is not for this fight, but I just thought I'd throw it on here because the fight after that doesn't need an Invuln. It needs a different boost. So we're going to parry off the start of the fight, and then I'm going to Dex. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying to gain as much power as possible without him getting to his glancing. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for that pause to expire. We're going to put it back on pause so that he's at 9 so he won't gain the buffs. And now we can just L2 cycle him until he's down. So after this, I only have 1 hood fight remaining. And while it does require some bullets, it doesn't like I don't need to enter the fight at like 40 or anything like that. I just need to probably be above 20. And unfortunately right here, we do get pushed to the L3 because I got the power gain plus too many power steals, which is, you know, sometimes happens with Hood, not the biggest deal in the world. In hindsight there, I didn't need to bait that special. I could have just done a 5-hit combo into a striker into a heavy here and it still would have killed. But yeah, I did anyways, and fight still went fine. Next up here, we're going over to node 43 and we're going to be taking Solvarch. So this is Incinerate, Shock, Hazard Shift. Yeah, Incinerate, Shock. Bastion's going to shut off both the Hazard Shifts, so it's basically just going to be a Solvarch with Aggression Prowess. And the thing is, when you're fighting Solvarch on defense, his main damage source is his basics. It's not his specials. Like, he has the burst damage on his basics. So if you get hit by specials, it's not really a big deal. So in like from that sense, I don't really understand the placement. Also, I don't know what it was in this fight specifically, but I had a really awkward time parrying Solvarch. I just feel like he wasn't always hitting into my block. So there's going to be a couple times later in the fight where I'm just going to kind of awkwardly back off and land another parry because he just was not going for it, and I don't know why. Yeah, maybe. Not yet, but it will happen. I am going to eat one special one, but I have an invuln on for that. I don't know where that special one is. Yeah, right here. Like, I'm trying to land a parry, and he's just not letting me. That's twice in a row. So, there we're able to go for it. Oh, it's not that one. Must be the next one, because I know it's pretty early in the fight. Here we're going to go for our heavy into our special one. And it does some okay damage. It's doing like 20k per burst, and he's regenning like 400 of that. Oh, maybe I don't eat a special one. Maybe it's just the medium I eat. Yeah, it is. That's it. Okay, that's all I'm going to eat this fight. Okay, that's not that bad. I thought I ate a special one, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, so it looks like I'm trying to get back to my L2 here. Gonna throw it. Not gonna throw it. No, okay, I'm gonna wait out. Wow, I like perfectly waited out the infection and didn't throw my L2 until right after it expired. Okay, so we got one Fury. I'm pretty sure 2 special ones from here is still gonna kill, but that was pretty annoying. I should have just thrown that L2 when I had infection, but I think I just wasn't properly paying attention to it. Throw the L1. Yeah, okay. And honestly, the only one Fury and the damage isn't that bad. I expected it to be worse. We go for a second one, and we get 30k bursts here, so that's pretty crazy. And finish it off. So nice. Not really close to dying at all. But this is the fight. This is the fight where we're going to have the bug. And I am going to die to this fight because of the bug. So you'll see what that is. Sorry. Just had to blow my nose. I am still sick, but I am feeling better. So hopefully I'm completely better within a few days. This is Node 47 Galan. And we are healing up Bastion because we have one more fight with Bastion after this. But obviously for this fight, we're going to be using Hood. We're going to throw on a special one, a Power Start 1. And this node is going to be giving Galan Furies. So I need to be constantly throwing my special 2 to remove the charges he gets from those Furies. So my idea going into this fight was Galan's not going to throw a single special attack the whole fight. That was my goal. That's not going to go to plan for a couple reasons. The first thing that's going to happen is that this L2 is almost going to push him to his special 3. And then, no, it's right here. What happened there? He did not get pushed to special 3 from hitting me with the light. He got pushed to the special 3 from my stagger stopping or nullifying his fury from the node. And because there's a node here where when they get nullified they gain power, that's what happened. So that's how he got to the special 3. But you've just seen the bug. I don't know if you caught it. The bug that killed me just happened. And it dealt so much damage to me and threw off the cycle of the fight that I'm not going to be able to recover. Also, look at this. L2 into my hard block. And I can't get back to my special 2 in time. So now he's in Harvest. This Harvest will kill me. So yeah, in hindsight, was it technically savable? Sure. It was technically possible to save that fight, but I died because of the bug, undeniably. And I'm going to show you exactly what that bug is right after this fight. So I have one fight remaining after I take down this Galan, but as someone who knows how Galan's abilities work, I knew, like, even in the fight, I knew that what happened was a bug. I knew it was not supposed to work that way. And there was an interaction between the nodes and Galan's abilities that was not intended. And not working as intended. So I'm going to heal up my Hood. I'm going to go back. I'm going to finish this fight off. But we do die. And with that, my 165 fight streak is over. I had back-to-back Deathless seasons on my ult account, and I was shooting for 3. And apparently the game had to throw a bug in order to disrupt that streak. That was the only way it was going to come to an end. So that's unfortunate. Let's go up to our last fight of the war. This is going to be Cassandra Nova on 49. And this is a pretty straightforward fight because you are going to be able to apply your disintegration by heavy countering Cassandra's heavy. And unfortunately, I did not own Cassandra Nova, so I had to get one of my alliance mates, Cosmic, who did own her, to do the duels and show me how to do it. And yeah, it is pretty easy. It's really consistent. You just have to wait for the second heavy, or the second hit to go, and then once you have your evade counter up, you no longer have to wait for the whole heavy to charge because obviously you're countering the evade, so there's no reason to wait. Here we go for an L2. I know that because of the way this fight's going to go and I'm not doing tons of basic combos, there was no way I was going to get my infection up before my special 1. So I decided to just go for the special 2 with and only get 1 Fury. But you're going to see that that's going to turn out just fine. Looks like I'm strikering here into another special, or sorry, into a heavy. And then I think I'm going to throw 1 more special 1 right here. No, maybe not. Maybe this time I'm going for the infection. I might be. No. Okay, we're going to get up to 27 and then throw it. I mean, to be fair, I was about to be pushed to special 3, so that makes sense. But now we're just going to get a heavy counter, go into the special 1, deal some big damage. 28k, that's pretty good. And nice, that's going to clean up the fight, so that's fine. Okay, right here, you're going to take a look at it, and I'm going to point out what the bug is. So normally in Galan's kit, when he requires 100 charges to go into harvest. And as you can see, his harvest is about to end. It instantly re-triggers despite the fact that he is at 0 charges. So now, not only is he going to deal damage to me again, but I can't hit him because he's unstoppable, and while he's unstoppable, he's stun immune, so I can't parry him. I'm just here sitting in the corner, baiting a bunch of heavies. So that completely threw off the whole rhythm of the fight. So here, AOH, we did unfortunately lose to XK9, so that sucks. But New Nation actually had a really great war. Other than me, there was only 1 other death, and we finished 150-2, and we destroyed Cav. It was not close. But GG's to Cav. I know they had a really rough start to the war, and they'd kind of given up hope after that. So maybe they could have kept up with us. I don't know. But they didn't. So, yeah, I have a lot of friends at Cav, so GG's to everyone there. There's too many people for me to name, but yeah. Fun to match, and unfortunate that my Deathless streak comes to an end on a bug. But good game. I'm sure that was intended, right, guys? I'm sure the fact that Galan entered Harvest at 0 charges was intended, right? Yeah, sure. Okay. That's going to be it for this war. Both my alliances are now 2-1, and I did actually hit a 100 fight Deathless streak overall before dying. I was at a 102 fight streak before that Spider-Woman fight, so that's cool. At least we hit 100 before dying. That's going to be it for today. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.